Hello, true art believers, and welcome to today's live art stream. This is Pierson here, and I am the #1 live art streamer in the world. And you are watching day 178 of 200 Days of Drawing. That's right, folks. We're on day 178. And I hope you're doing well this Monday. And let me tell you, Mondays, yuck. that's how I feel about today. Well, without further ado, let's begin today's drawing and get this drawing done and over with because, as anyone that's been watching this show or watching this live art stream, you know that I'm incredibly busy and time is very finite on every day. Oh, like very finite every day for me. So I really try to maximize as much time as I have throughout the day. So let's begin, shall we? All right, welcome to today's live stream. I hope everyone's doing really well today. So it's going to be another simple day. It never changes. It's always the same method, but I like to keep it simple. There's something to be said about a day, about doing something that is just very repetitious. Right? There's something to be said about that. Now, I want to talk about it. I'm going to do a little bit of a filibuster today. I woke up this morning. And I was just like, I hit the snooze button a couple times more than usual, partially because I stayed up later than normal. Sundays can be like that for me. Who knows? They can be like that for me. And I found that yeah, so Sundays can be one of those weird days where I have trouble organizing my day, especially lately since Sunday has been a new there's some new things happening on Sunday that I normally haven't had in the past, and that's taken up a new shift at my job. So taking up that new time slot has changed the dichotomy or changed the dynamic for the day. And also new people who aren't as dependable have created new options, not dependable, but we all have to call them from time to time, right? Don't get me wrong, I understand it, but when you're asked to call in, when you call in and then you, as in me, become the net default for the person who will spot or take someone's shift, makes it difficult to kind of organize the day. So that's what I am dealing with at the moment, is how am I going to organize the rest of my day so that I'm more efficient. But this Monday was particularly rough. I didn't wake up in a bad mood, but I definitely hit the snooze button more than normal, which probably started a chain of events that I wasn't expecting, right? So I woke up and hit the snooze button a couple times more than normal. And yeah, hit the snooze button a couple times more than normal. What else? And what happened after that? Well, I did my drawing, my commission in the morning, and I don't know. There's some kind of happening in the background, subconsciously, that I was affecting my temperament. I don't know what it was, but it was something in the background affecting my temperament, and I just wasn't having it, I guess, mentally. So something in the background was nagging at me, and I think it might have been because what was happening was I was getting very kind of irritated over the fact that that I've been working on this portrait, some of these portraits for so long, and even though I'm making progress, they're not. It wasn't happening at the speed that I normally want, that I'm normally used to, and it was really slow, really, really slow. And yeah, so I'm sorry, I'm just distracted. This is how it is. Mondays. This Monday has been just a very just very I'm very aloof. I think that would be the word for it. Or no, 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 no. I'm not I'm not focused. Like I can feel the lack of focus today, and I don't know what's causing it. I'm just struggling to maintain a level of focus that I normally used to. So I was kind of agitated over the fact that I been working on these commissions, and they've been taking quite a long time to finish. And normally I'm used to finish a portrait a week. This one particular one has taken months, and at at this point, I don't know. It's like I don't see an end in sight. I don't know when it's going to be done, and I feel like there's a horizon happening. Like I'm starting to go over the hill, but like it's just so agonizingly slow that it's very frustrating for me to it's been a very frustrating process working on these commission pieces and not seeing the progress that I like them to have. And so that's just one thing that kind of set me off in a like a mental, like what would you call it, a it was affecting my day because I wasn't able to manage my emotions after that. Like, oh, I'm not like I'm like stressing out, but it was affecting my temperament, and my patience was running like dry very early on in the morning, when normally I have a pretty good solid, like I normally have a pretty solid patience level. But that this morning when I was working on my commission piece, I was like, when is this going to be done? And I was just like, I don't. And I said to myself, I don't know, I don't know. And not knowing really kind of threw my day off. I think what it boiled down to is I wanted to know when this was going to be done, and I didn't have an answer, so I was very frustrated over that uh, um, that that possibility that I don't know when this is going to be done. Um, yeah, so that was my morning, and typically around after my commission piece work, I usually go for a walk, and usually I use that as a way of kind of like reset the morning, as like it's like it's almost as if I am what would you call it? I'm let's see, what am I doing? Oh, I'm doing like a form of meditation through that. And I even that walk, I was noticing that I was very impatient. And it just kind of set the tone throughout the day. Um, I guess why I'm telling this type of like like protracted stories for people to get a sense that there are days that you are going to be things are not going to go as planned. And I guess in the end, what you want to do is to kind of like it's I know it sounds like it's going to sound overly simplistic, but kind of like outwill it, you know, will yourself to go past that milestone, you know, and just to keep trekking along, because there's gonna be days where you're not feeling it, you know, like this whole notion of, oh, I'm not feeling it. I don't feel like drawing. All of us artists, you're gonna have that feeling of not feeling it. There's gonna be days where you're just not really wanting to draw. You know, and if you're doing what I'm doing, which is doing a live stream a day and outputting one drawing a day, there are many days where I have been like, I just can't. I can't even. But the thing is, on the flip side, I am also still producing, So there are those days where you're gonna feel like just it's just you're gonna feel that like bout of just like no motivation, where you just don't want to do anything. And I get it. I get it. The thing is though, like sometimes you almost have to get your foot into the door and do the thing that you should be doing, So that's why I'm doing these live streams. I'm getting my foot in the door, and even though it can be a struggle, it's very, very hard. Like I say it's hard, but like in essence, it's a really simple thing to do. Um, I guess it's really simple if you're like single and you have a standard 9 to 5. But if you're not single, it's very difficult. That's for sure. At least that's what I feel like. Um, but yeah, it's one of those things where you almost have to just stick your foot in the door and do the thing, and then eventually that thing gets easier to do each time. So even though like my batting average for getting these live streams done at roughly around noon is it's like 50% at best. I'm still improving at getting my drawings in for the day. Now, the main goal is to actually find a time frame that it really works for me. And to be quite honest with you, it's almost impossible. Just when I think that I have a time frame that works, something happens, But the thing is, you want to kind of cast your chips for the day and do that thing, right? It's not always going to be easy. None of the stuff that brings value in your life is going to be like apple pie, easy peasy. It's usually the stuff that makes you happy in the long run, usually has a little bit of like a burn. It kind of stings a little bit to do it while you're doing it, but after the fact, you feel better. It's kind of like if you want to like lose weight, or if you want to start like a running habit. At first, running kind of sucks. I don't want to run. Like it kind of sucks. I walk in the morning and I barely want to walk in the morning. I walk in the morning and I see people running. I'm like, man, that sucks. Sucks to be you. I don't even like, not to be mean, but like, oh gosh, man, you're huffing and puffing. That sounds awful. like, oh gosh, I don't want to do that. So it's kind of like if you're starting a running routine, like it's gonna be tough for the first, however many months or weeks, or however good your cardiovascular system is. It's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it, Running's hard. Exercising is not a walk in the park, although it could be. But it's not like it's going to be something that's you're going to be thrilled of doing every day, like these live drawing stream drawings, I like doing them, but also you got to keep in mind it's like work, you know. Some days you don't want to go to work, or even if the job that you truly love, like let's say you found your dream job, you're like, oh, I love this job, like I can't believe I'm doing this for a living. There's going to be days where you're going to be like, ah, I got to go to my dream job. I thought I loved my dream job, and all of a sudden you're like, this seems like a lot of work, you know. So there's going to be days where you're going to be kind of like not wanting to do the thing that you know that you should be doing, and that's okay. The main gist of it is you should just try it a little bit, I guess. You know, just get your foot into that door and work on that thing that you want to do. It doesn't have to be for a long time. It doesn't, like, as I said, as you can see right now today, I'm doing a live stream. It's only usually they're only 30 minutes. It's only 30 minutes of my time, right? Now, it's tough to do. It can be tough to put in 30 minutes of something, you know? And I agree. It's not like it's the easiest thing to kind of do. So I understand the struggle that everyone deals with to try to do something that they know in the heart of hearts is probably a good thing to do for themselves in the for the just in general. But usually things that are good for you are hard to create a habit, you know. But yeah, this has been a struggle, and I totally understand how people struggle to find some sort of consistency in their day to day. And there's nothing wrong with that. Um, it's what you it's what you can do is just to be try to be as consistent as you can and try to keep your eye on the ball and just be dedicated. You know, do the work, and even if you fail and stumble, like fail and stumble in these live streams many times before, the the act of doing is is the act of doing will allow you to have some sort of success. You know, I think it's just it's like inevitable to some extent. Like if you become decent at something and you're reliable, you know, you're people will ask you to do things. You know, just like if you are unreliable, you know, people don't ask you anymore. You know, I don't know how I segued from being reliable and such to from whatever conversation I was thinking about at the time, but who knows? I was thinking something, and maybe I might come back to it later. Who knows? But in the end, these things have their own innate challenges, and you want to I'm gonna put a little bit of like pink here. There we go. There we go. A little bit of pink there, maybe a little bit pink here. There we go. Look at that. I like doing that sometimes, like playing around with color. And we are at 19 minutes. So at 20 minutes, I'm at the cactus part, and that's good. That's where you want to be. I want to be at the cactus, uh, drawing the cactus, roughly around 20 minutes. You know, that means I'm making really good time, and that's what I'm trying to strive for, is making good time with these drawings, because um, I'm finding out really quickly that this time frame that I'm working on these drawings is not very conducive. I got to figure out I got to find out another way. I got to find out another way. Um, you know, I really do. It's anyways. That's neither. That's another time. That's another topic. But as I was saying, it's okay to have those feelings of just being impatient, um, a little bit frustrated with your day. It's okay to, what would you call it, like on days that you like today I was trying to, I didn't want to walk. I don't know what was pulling my attention, what was the reason why I didn't want to walk. All I know is I didn't want to be doing that activity at that time, and I knew that it was affecting my temperament, and I knew that I just didn't want to be there. I didn't want to be present because walking is kind of like you're present when you're walking, you know. And in order when you're doing those that type of exercise, you got to be a little bit present. You know, you can't just be um, cardio in the act of doing some sort of like aerobic exercise in itself is like innately boring, you know, and it's that boringness to the activity that sometimes you want to kind of cash out mentally, you know, tap out mentally. And some days I feel like that. I'm like, oh, I don't want to be present here. I want to be somewhere else. And that's what I've been feeling like lately with regards to that. And partially, I think it has to do with like just my morning schedule or my nighttime schedule has been kind of messed up. I've been just like been struggling in maintaining or in creating a consistent nighttime schedule that I can work with. And I've been trying. I've been trying really hard on creating something that I feel works, you know. And it's to some to some degree I have been successful in it. In other areas, not so much, you know. But it's just I just keep on chugging and keep trying and slowly tweak it as I see fit, and then hopefully I come to some sort of like stable, consistent um, habit. Really. All right, so we're making good time. What time is it? 23 minutes. So I'm going to try to knock this out as quickly as possible. So we're going to zoom in. I want to knock this out as quick as I can, you know. So I'm going to be trying some slightly new things, I guess. So I'm using a thicker brush here, and I'm going to really lay in the dark tones in these areas that I put that line there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find like a mid-tone and go over a lot of it. Maybe do it like a darker one right here. Ooh, that's too dark, but that's fine. Maybe, there we go. There we go. Now we're going to find like a mid-tone. So something like this. I'm going to go on top. Just going to add like some highlights. Like not even a highlight yet. We're not even at highlight. We're just going to add like a mid-tone in between here and kind of add like simple little tones here. Do the same thing here. Like right here, maybe add like a mid-tone right here. Mid-tone right here. And now I want to get the highlight, and then we're just going to shrink down the brush, and we're going to add a little bit of highlights. This is a little sloppier than normal. And I think I will tighten it up a little bit. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to try to zoom in. Using this dark brush here. I'm going to we're going to make it really dark in some of these areas here. Maybe even add a tone like a there we go. We're kind of doing like a slightly, or just adding some tones here. So this is something that I've kind of gotten better at with this brush. Is I think I've gotten a little bit better at it, at using it more effectively. So this is where the reps have come into play. Like, because when I first started using this brush, I was like, I don't know how to use this thing at all for any like manner. But now I have at least more of an organic, a better understanding of it, so I can use it to a greater degree than before. You know, because now I'm being uh, more like sensitive to the line weight and the pressure that I'm applying here. Also, there's another thing that's factored in, is because I've gotten faster at doing the main cactus. Like, I've been able to do the main, like, get all the main notes that I've been working with on this cactus. I'm able to do stuff like this now. While before, you know, I was just struggling to get this whole thing done by 30 minutes. Now I've gotten it done in like 22 minutes with lots of time to spare. And that's something that's just kind of clicked for me, you know, recently. It's been fairly recent that this has actually been a thing. Like, before, it wasn't a thing for me. So like within the last 10 cactuses, something kind of clicked a little bit. And that's cool. That means something has changed in the thought process, and has allowed me to reach a level that I normally didn't have. And partially, it might be my ability. It might be a few things. Like, I'm not being nearly as stringent on some of the, like, the way that the brush is being handled. You know, I mean, there might be more. There's more like things happening, but I'm not being as micro in some of this in some instances of this drawing. So there's some growth there in different manners of, I don't know, in a manner of speaking, I've grown in different avenues in this drawing strategies. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to add a highlight right here. Maybe add like some highlights here. That's not even bright enough. Nope, not bright enough. Anyways, so we're going to go right here, and we're going to add like a reflective light. A little bit of reflective light, a little bit of light right here. And anyways, that's it. We're going to zoom out. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm not going to work on it anymore. I'm going to add my thorns and call it a day. I went a little overboard. Hopefully I can get the thorns done in 2 minutes. What I might do is I might do the standardized way that I've been normally doing my thorns, which is kind of like a zigzag formation, really, or like they're like diamonds. You know, I've been making thorns kind of like in this diamond-shaped pattern. So that's what I've been doing. So like little thorn here, thorn here. So you got that V. You know, so you got like a diamond shape happening. And it's not always going to be like a diamond shape, just, you know, something similar. So like a kind of like zigzag formation, you know. I don't mind it, although it feels kind of like kind of too repetitious, and it doesn't feel organic at times. But when you're doing something like this and you're trying to just knock out a drawing and not worry about the thorn process, the thorn drawing process, you know, this is always a good thing to do, you know. And this just comes with doing a drawing like this over and over again, when you do something like this over and over again, you start to like mechanize it in a sense. You start to create like a process, and there's nothing wrong with that, because people might find that like inhibiting, where you're like, oh, it's like a math problem. You 2 plus 2, right? You just do this thing and you come out with the same outcome. There's something nice about that. There's something very freeing about knowing that when you do a certain thing, it's going to look similar to the previous one. And a lot of people don't like that idea. But when you do art all the time, and you've had failure upon failure of drawings, it's really reassuring to do a drawing and you know that it's going to look like X in the end, right? And some people don't like that. They don't like that that rigidness. They're all like, I want to experiment and be spontaneous. Well, you can do that. I mean, I did experiment to be spontaneous a little bit. I did this really dark, rich area right here, and I might use that more often. I actually quite like that dark contrast that I have there. You can be spontaneous, and you can be out like adventurous with your work, just in small micro doses, or micro. I don't want to say micro doses, but like just small. In small amounts, not in large quantities, right? Because if you get too experimental, your drawing can get get relegated to chaos. And if you're too regimented, it doesn't have that natural feeling that you're normally that like humanity in it, right? Whatever that means. Anyways, I'm getting kind of like a tingly hand right now. That's what happens when you draw every day, is you get like a tingly hand. Maybe I should draw standing up. If I could get a desk that I could stand up, I'd probably do it. Although I don't know if I'd like that. I hear people like doing it, but I don't know if I could. Like, it'd be I think it'd be a subconscious thing, a mental hurdle I'd have to tackle. But I can see it being very beneficial to just kind of stand and draw. Just something like that. Zoom out, or try to zoom out. I have the zoom out feature working. It's not. I'm pressing the keys. There we go. Finally. Okay, so that is it, friends. Time to do my signature here. And then we're going to get this. We're going to get the orange in there. I like using, we're going to go to the side here. And right here, it's going to be, let's see, where's the edge? Wait, let's do this color. P. That font's too large. P21, and we were at 178. 178. Out of 200. So 178 days out of 200. Check that off the list. All righty. Now let's zoom out here. Let's see. So I just want to say thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy your Monday. Yes, it could be kind of yucky, but there's always going to be one of those days that are kind of like, I don't like it. Anyhow, if you enjoyed the dialogue that I had, if you also enjoy live art streams and you enjoy artist interviews, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and/or Twitch channel for more of this content. It is greatly appreciated. Thank you. Anyways, I must get going for the day. I hope you have a wonderful Monday. This is Pierson. Cheers.